Jürgen Klopp, my old friend and fellow German. I haven't met him in years, but he hasn't changed.
I can speak like a waterfall. If you speak 3 words English, an English person makes a sentence of it. The top 6 in England would be top 6 in Germany, in Italy, in Spain, blah, blah, blah.
I first interviewed him 12 years ago in Mainz. Then again in Dortmund, where he became a legend in Germany. And now we're chatting in Liverpool. When we first met in Mainz, we were talking German. Now we're sitting here and talking English. What's the main difference from then to now?
I am at least much older. No. The job changed completely. Yeah? The job changed completely. Yeah. I was in Mainz in the very beginning, responsible for absolutely everything around the football team. We had with Christian Heideland, sporting director, and so that we were the club pretty much to decide all the things. It was the best way to learn the job. So if you have to do everything and nobody's really watching it, because nobody was interested in Mainz. So I had to learn it the hard way, and I learned it the hard way. And meanwhile, I'm boss of what I did that time alone. I have now, I would say, nearly 20 assistants for. So I'm now really the manager of a big coaching staff. And I can do that because I know what they all are doing, because I did it by myself. So that made me I knew it that time when I left. I cried obviously a lot on the stage there, but then I said, all I am and all what I became, let you happen, and that's exactly like it is. So I learned everything there and could use that for the rest of my life.
Alles, was ich bin, alles, was ich kann.
So are you still using the same tools you used back in Mainz here?
I still use my interest for people. So I was always very interested in people. So that didn't change. The problems of the boys changed a lot because of social media and stuff like that. Much more pressure. When more money is involved, the pressure increases incredibly. Yeah? So and that's all. They are very young, but they are judged every day. It's like acting constantly in a glass house, constantly, because everyone sees you, whatever you do, each mistake, each failure, each good thing, each bad thing. The world out there is, if you are good, you are outstanding. If you are not good, you are the worst in the world. So there's nothing, there's only black, white, there's no gray. The color gray is disappeared somehow. And I was always a pretty calm person. That's probably, nobody can really imagine that, because I look quite different when I watch a football, when I'm involved in a football game, that's true. But in normal things of life, I'm completely calm. And now, meanwhile, I'm much more experienced than I was that time. But yeah, I said, probably we spoke about that, I'm not sure, years ago, but because I was a very young father, I had to learn it pretty early to take care for younger people, and I learned that. And that's what I'm still doing. The boys are now younger than my sons are. So, and I still like it a lot. And so that's it. And in that job now, there are only players with world-class potential. Not all of them will be world-class, but they have world-class potential. And my job is to help them to become really world-class. And that's the job to do. And that's not, they know already 80% about football, but the last 20% can be really decisive, and that's my job.
In Dortmund, he did the same. He picked young players and built a family. A very successful one. I always ask myself, how did he choose his players? How do you do it? Do you do it by instinct, more by instinct, or by brain? Or is there something in between? Like Bauchgefühl or
the chest
reason?
Then, it depends. Oh, it's too important that I only can, let's speak my belly. That's too important. And the things, it's too expensive. Let me say it's too expensive. The people trust me a lot, and so I cannot spend millions by thinking, could work. If you sign a player, you have to know as much as possible. It's easy to find a good football player, to know him as a person. or learning about him as a person is not that easy. That needs obviously experience in it, and I try that. Players are very often surprised when I meet them first time that we don't talk at all about football. Because that thing is already done for me, because we only sit here because he's a very good footballer. Otherwise, it would be a waste of time. I should have met a not good footballer, to be honest, and ask him about our club or whatever. So, yeah.
So what are you talking with him then?
Life.
Life in general.
Yeah. God and the good world.
God as well.
Possible.
Yeah.
That's possible. But not really likely, to be honest. Everybody knows probably meanwhile that I'm Christian, and but I'm not. I don't know.
A Bekehrer.
No, I'm not that. So I'm not a missionary or whatever. That's how it is. So people, we live in a free world, and we cannot. It's not my mission.
Talking of belief, most people in Liverpool see the tall German as a messiah. There probably hasn't been any German before him that English people adored this much.
Jürgen Klopp is perfect for Liverpool.
Oh, well, Jürgen Klopp's a great fella.
Doing a good job, yeah.
Klopp, what a very good trainer.
I think he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
He's even been nominated to be a German football ambassador for improving Germany's image abroad. But were people surprised when they met you and learned that you're German?
I think you hear immediately that I'm from Germany. We never get rid of our German accent. It's they tell us that German is a real hard language, and for us it's like when you speak English like English, it's so soft. And I never will be able to speak like that. So that's just not possible. So they were not surprised that I'm German because they hear it immediately. But of course, it's you realize that. It's actually a time where people, when they think about Germany, they have a lot of good experiences. They met some Germans here, and they met them in England, they met in America and France, wherever they met them, and so, oh, good people. So it's a good time, actually, for Europe. It doesn't look like with all the Brexit things around, but it's actually the time we had in the European Union helped, obviously, that we all came closer to each other, and that I'm not sure how many foreign people live in London, to be honest. It's pretty much like Berlin. If you speak English, then you're in Berlin. It's the better language to speak in Berlin than German. So, and I love that, to be honest. And in London, okay, it's English, of course, as well, but it's the same. From all over the world, they come together. And that's what I really love. I don't like this barrier thinking, and that's what I love most about the EU, that we could travel wherever we wanted, and yeah, needed a passport, but actually didn't have to show it. I know that it's not always that easy, 100%, but I still love the idea.
When players go abroad, what would be your advice?
Oh, be open. Just be open and learn language as quick as possible. That helps a lot. So, and the nice thing with English people is that they know it. They don't speak pretty much any foreign language because they don't have to. The whole world is speaking English, so why you should learn a foreign language? For us, we are always a bit in English, but they are not a lot in German. But what's really nice is if you speak 3 words English, an English person makes a sentence of it. So they want to understand you. It's really like, oh yeah, I know what you mean, and then they help you. So, but still, it helps a lot if you learn the language. It always helps with socializing and coming together. So it's brilliant. But apart from that, just be open and really learn. And learn is maybe for young people especially sounds like a negative word because it means like reading a book or whatever. But it's learning. It's actually learning from life, how they are, why they are like this. So for me, it's really true. Since I'm in England, a year and a half ago, I stopped drinking coffee. And I mean, if you would have asked me 2 years ago, you want a tea? I said, I'm not ill. Sorry, I don't need it. So, and but it's a nice tradition. It's a different ceremony to make it, and it's all a little bit different. The coffee is a machine, and I still can understand why people drink coffee. I had no coffee since 1.5 years, so for different reasons. But that's only one little thing. So I understand it why people are doing it here. They have tea time. They call dinner, they call it for tea. So it makes no sense, but it's just, what did you have for tea? And he said, for tea, nothing, we had tea. But it's dinner, so they call it tea. And it's all so little things what you only understand really when you live there, because you don't find it in any books.
So you're quite good integrated with the tea.
100%.
Yes.
Yes. So it's like this, a full English breakfast. You could have offered me in Germany 3 times a week, and I would have said 5 times I don't want it. So I don't want that, and you are now here, and you get it. In Germany, we think 1 egg a day, or you die of a heart attack. If you die of a heart attack after 1 egg a day, then all England collapse tomorrow, because they have 5 eggs in the morning already.
I think I'm a special one.
That's how José Mourinho introduced himself at Chelsea, unlike Klopp.
I don't want to describe myself. The only thing I can say, maybe I ask her, does anybody in this room think that I can do wonder? No? So let me work. I'm a totally normal guy. I came from Black Forest. My mother maybe sit in front of the television and watch this press conference, understand no word until now. So, but is very proud. She's very proud. So I'm a totally normal guy. I'm the normal one, maybe, if you want this.
When you came here, you introduced yourself as the normal one. And we were sitting in Germany and laughing because we knew you aren't, or are you?
I'm 100%.
But if you are normal, what are all the others? What are we?
I don't know. That's it. But what do you look? First of all, and I know that's how it is. Life is very often is kind of marketing. You have to be your own marketing business. Like you have to sell yourself, stuff like that. That means you have to prepare for things like a press conference or whatever. I wasn't. So the only thing I know about myself is really that I can react pretty spontaneous. So because my life is my preparation for what. As long as I talk about football, I'm always prepared, because I think so much about it. It's strange. And at press conference, my only worry was that my English will be good enough. So, because of course I had no real English skills, apart from I'm not the generation growing up with. Okay, we could have heard a lot of music and learning English by that, like my sons did actually. But I was not that music guy, so my English was kind of. And at a press conference, and we all know famous press conference with Lothar Matthäus and stuff like that, first time in New York, and you don't want to be famous for that.
Little problems with the language. My English is not very good. My German is better, and I hope in the next months I can learn English for understand all questions, and I hope we have a little bit lucky and can win next year the American Soccer Championships.
Then I said what I said. I was not prepared. I said I'm the normal one, and that's how I see myself. That's not. I don't know how to say it in English, but it's not that I want people to think he says he's the normal one, but he knows he's the special one or whatever. That's not like this. I'm completely, because I think about myself as a completely normal person. I have so many questions still, much more than answers. Means could I be special? How could I be exceptional? So I know a little bit more about football than, some other people. That's true. That doesn't make me a special person. It gives only luck, because 500 years ago with that I would have slept in the street. So with that knowledge, and I'm a really lucky person that my best skill is needed somehow out there, and that's what I appreciate every single day. I know hockey coaches. I work a lot. They work 5 times more than I do and earn 4% of what I earn. So if I'm not a happy person, it would be really crazy. But I'm smart enough not to overestimate that, not to think, oh, that's like that, because it's strange. It's just football. So how I see me, I'm a completely normal person, and that's what I wanted to say that day. And now it's on a teacup.
But did you notice at any time that you're maybe a little more normal or less normal than the others? Because you are different from the others, aren't you?
What am I?
You are different from others.
No, I have another skill, and that's again pure luck. I can how we say, so I can speak like a waterfall. So I'm not worrying about what people think. That's true. That's true.
That's
so I'm not. Yeah, absolutely. It's a pure gift. I know that. So it's a red light and camera. I'm not getting nervous. So that keeps me completely calm in a situation where 90% out there get nervous. that makes me different. It's a pure coincidence and a pure skill. I have nothing, I didn't teach myself in that, I didn't try to get it hard, that it will be like this. Completely not. It's a pure talent. So how could I be proud on a talent? Yeah. So, but in the world out there where the outside view on you is really important, it's an important skill. Obviously, it's an important skill. But again, pure coincidence. 500 years ago, I could have danced in front of the king, probably. Yeah, that's it. And all the rest, and then I had again to sleep again in the street. So I know
so
that.
you're a lucky guy.
100%. I said it a couple of times, but it's really like that. The directors or the head of my school when I did the A level, and I won a sports prize. Yeah. So my best friends won the science prize and language prize, and I got a sports prize. Funny. So and then he said in front of all these other guys who got A level that night, with a mic in his hand, "I hope it works out with football, because if not, I'm really worrying about you." So,
God help you.
And I thought, okay, I think the same, but why do you have to say that now in this, that everybody can hear it? So I knew I was lucky.
People miss him in Germany. The good old days when Dortmund surprised Europe and German football was top of the heap. But what happened to German football since you went away?
That's the explanation now. What happened since I went away? That's good. I like that. So, sorry. No, it's not. It's of course nothing really.
So you went to the right place. You could put it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, smart decision. Eh? No, nothing really. It's just after a long, long spell of fantastic results, big success, there's a little dip in the development that can happen. But I saw now a German team playing against Holland after Jogi Löw made a few hard decisions, to be honest, but it was full of skills, full of talent, full of youth, full of joy and all that stuff. It was a really, really good team. And I thought, whoop, if these are our problems, then are no problems really. So after it should be in life like this. Why should always the same country win everything? Why should always the same team win everything? So there are moments when you have a high and moments when you have rather low. If you learn of it, then everything is fine, and there's no real problem in Germany. And with the international football like European League, Champions League, this discussion we have already for a couple of years in Germany. Always when the teams are not that successful, then it's the same. We have to admit, just in England, there's more money around. That's the truth, because of TV money. So it's a different system. It's an owner system. It's not a club organization like we have it in Germany, and that makes life easier. Then we have just the top 6 in England would be top 6, yes, together with Dortmund and Bayern in Germany as well, would be in Italy and Spain and blah, 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 with all that, would be in that, because they are just so good, just really good football teams.
You're here now. There's not much way you can go. You could be like the king of Germany and coach someday the national team, or you could go to Real or clubs like that. Do you have ever pictured yourself in the future?
No.
You don't do that?
No, not at all. Nothing. It's not interesting. But maybe if I think about my future, then it's the future when I stop working.
Oh.
Yeah, when it's that, because that should be a moment when I still have enough energy to do things I had never time for. So it should not be that I sit. It will not be. It will not happen that I sit on a bench when I'm 70 or something like that. It will be much earlier.
To do if you stop working?
Oh, then a lot of things. I mean, look, the first part of my life was I had a really good life, but the first part of my life was I had no money and no time, and then I had a bit more money, immediately no time anymore, and now I have the money but absolutely no time. So it means I didn't see anything of the world. If I see a city, then I see the stadium and the hotel and the street when we drive with the bus. That's it.
So time is the most precious thing.
Yeah, meanwhile I have a pretty famous right word, I know face, so I cannot go to a lot of places without signing thousands of autographs, which it's no real problem for me, because I'm most of the time tired if I'm not working. So, but it's like, so I hope for the day when I'm long enough out of the business, people don't recognize me in the streets anymore, and then I go and see the world. That's the plan, actually, and together with Ulla. And so on, if the boys and grandchildren want to join us, they can come, no problem. But that's it.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.